and did other things. So hopefully you come back. My internet blinked, so I don't know exactly if it was planned or not. Sometimes they do that, and it is very irritating. They need to do that at 2 a.m. in the morning, and not in the middle of the morning when people are working and doing things. Anyway, it reset. While it reset, I took the time to go ahead and make a quick plying ball. Um, this is what I call a plying ball to finish this up. I weighed the bobbin with the fiber on it, and there's just maybe a quarter of an ounce on there. There's so little. I probably could have wrapped it around my hand. I wasn't sure the way it was on the bobbin. It didn't look like I could. So I am going to have a swatching skein. Just a little tiny whatever. I did skein off the other skein. Let me use this camera. So this is my third full skein, and it is 2 ply. I didn't measure the reps per inch. It's been running 11 reps per inch for the other one, and it is 76 yards, as I said. So I will have these 3 skeins plus a little tiny plying swatching skein or whatever, but the little bit left over that I put in the plying ball. Sorry about the internet. That we didn't have an electric outage, and it's so hard to predict um, that I just it happens, and I have nothing to say or nothing to do about it. Yeah, welcome back. Hi, Tuna. Thank you for staying and waiting. So my internet went out. That's what seems to have happened, and it takes a while to reset. So instead of doing the run it in there fast and put it on another, I went ahead and made a plying ball while I was waiting for the internet to reset and got myself another cup of coffee. So I am going to be well caffeinated. That is for sure. And there was less on that bobbin than I expected, so I'm not going to get all that much off of here. Have you've been having outage? We don't have actual storms. I mean, my husband is outside mowing right now. Um, so it isn't really, I didn't expect that. And I don't, I use a cable, I mean, not cable, but I use a line internet. I don't have satellite, but they just seem to periodically blink, and go out. Let's see if I can get this started here. So we'll see if we can do this without tangling too bad. Oh my goodness. I just found another drum carder tooth. Were you? I don't know if you were here yesterday. Um, let me put it up there. See that little shiny bit right there? That is a tooth from my drum carder. It's shedding. It's shedding teeth, and I'm finding them in the fiber. I found one yesterday too. Um, and so it looks like vegetable matter when you're running down here, except it's sticking straight out, and it's bad if you catch it with your fingers. I've been able to see the shine and catch it and not actually injure myself, but it's like, whoa, I have never seen that before. Okay, this isn't good. I gotta tape this or cut it off because it's catching on there. I think I'll stick it through like that. Okay. So I found one on the stream yesterday, not plying, but when I was, because I haven't been plying on the stream. This is the first that I've plied on the stream, but I was spinning and I found it in the drafting zone. It's an older, yeah, it's an older drum carder cloth. It has had huge amount of use, and before the tour drum carded about 20 bats. Not, right in a row, but it was getting quite a workout. So I saw on the side that it is shedding teeth, and I don't know. I can replace it. I don't know if I'm going to yet, but I mean, it's not going to be the first time that my fiber processing tools drew blood. I can tell you that. Oh, I don't have music on. Pretzel lost its connection too, of course. He did get quite a workout. But that doesn't mean that it's going to get better with sitting. That means the cloth is wearing out, and I'm just going to have to be aware of it. I was thinking about possibly getting. See, it's a real fine cloth, and I don't do the Angora like I used to because I'm not raising the rabbits. So I was thinking maybe a cloth that wasn't quite as fine might be better to have, so it might be just time to replace the cloth. I'm not sure if that's something we can do or not. I'd have to look into that and read about doing it, or maybe talk to. It's a Patrick Green. I don't know if they have customer support or not anymore because it is older. Anyway, before I went beep, I was talking Tuna Basil about your Icelandic and spinning the enough for the sweater and all that, and I wondered how you came up with how much, have you swatched with what you're spinning to know a gauge, and how much are you just kind of taking a guess or what, because the Lopi, I haven't actually knit with the Lopi. That was the other thing I was saying. I did a swatch with it, and I would like to make some and maybe make a headband. I think it would be a really, really pretty knit. I'd have to dye. I don't have different colors Icelandic, but I do have white. And I think I could dye the white and make the Lopi style and go for the headband. Is probably, I've been looking for something to do with that white Icelandic, and I'm excited about doing that. So it's fun to talk to you about it and to watch your progress, and I'll be real interested in progress with knitting the sweater too. Make sure you keep posting on Discord and let me know how it's going. I don't know if you heard me say that to get my Lopi style yarn consistent, and I did a stream on it once, the thing I did was spin it through with a little more twist than his Lopi style, and then reverse the twist and put it through again and kind of unspin it a little bit, trying to more or less even out, because I could tell as I was untwisting, this is a more twisted area, this is less, I can let it go in faster. You know, I can control that a little bit. So that was the one thing I did do when I was making the Lopi style yarn. This is, I also, while I was off, skein this off. So this is my third of the Rambouillet, and I will have this little bit of, this little bit here that I think I'm just going to wind into a ball right now. I call them my swatching skeins. So I found to get the most consistent and warm knit, I spun 2 strands around 9-11 wraps per inch, and I knit both together on US 10 needles. I'm going to need to go up to US 11 to reach gauge for your sweater. Yeah, it's on the Nitty Notty. I did. Okay. So that's how you're going to get your thickness, is to hold the 2 strands instead of trying to. Mine was really thick. It was probably like 4 wraps per inch or something like that. The sample that I knit out of the Icelandic. I did all this for the last year. There was a group that was called 52 Weeks of Sheep during 2020, and that's exactly what it was. Every week had a different breed of sheep to study, and I got an awful lot of those, and Icelandic was one that was on the list. Plus, I had bought, in 2019, I had bought an Icelandic fleece, and you know, I needed to work it up anyway. The one mistake I made was the Icelandic fleece. It was gorgeous, and I really got into the potato chip one after another thing of taking and pulling the tog off. It was so soothing to do, right? So I separated all the tog, and I found out after I looked up how to spin Lopi style, I should have left it in and just card all of it together. So I did go back and card thell and tog together in order to use both of them for the Lopi style, but it was kind of like extra work, right? Tuna Basil says, since Icelandic is so prickly, everybody I read online recommended not plying and instead knit 2 strands together to get best results. Yeah, I've always heard don't twist it, keep it as untwisted as possible, is what I've heard. All right, what do we want to do here? We've got the Rambouillet done. I have to take a beauty picture of that sometime. So I guess I'm ready to spin a next bobbin of CVM. Let's see, how's my camera here? I guess that's pretty good. I might need to go a little that way. I had been spinning this on my Aura. I have one big bobbin of it on which was 4 bats. Unfortunately, right now I can't treadle, so I'm spinning on the electric, and I'm putting a bat per bobbin, and I think I'm going to do 4 bats that way. Then maybe I'll be able to get back to treadling on my Ara. Tuna Base said, I'll post a picture of my swatch in your Discord. Good, thank you. And my singles are relatively slubby too. I guess it just sort of all works out in the end. Yeah, it does. I mean, you're right. The ultimate goal is a nice fabric that you like when you knit with it. As spinners, we can love our slubby yarn and not have to apologize for it, but the knitted object is the ultimate goal, isn't it? It's going to take me a little bit to get my fiber drafting out to the range I want it. In this particular case, thicker, not thinner. I have to go slower, pull more fiber, let the twist, wait a little bit, let the twist run in. That's better. Okay, posted. All right. At first I found Discord sort of overwhelming, but I'm really loving it now. That's about right. Oh, I could throw some of that Icelandic into the black walnut dye. That would be a good color for their pattern work. Sitting here spinning one fiber and thinking about my next. Tuna Base says, do you have any ideas for some of the yarn that you've been spinning through? No. Okay. I said no too quick. That white that I just finished spinning is the best of the Rambouillet, and it is going to be a scarf. I probably will dye the yarn. The other option, depending on how much I have, is a hat for my hubby, who wants a really, really soft wool hat. He can't stand any of the itchier, scratchier, especially because he likes a fold up here and it runs across his forehead. That's where he feels it. So those are two options. The second is the CVM that I have been spinning. This and the lighter color is part of a sweater spin. It's all going to go together for that. I have looked at the February Lady sweater in Ravelry, just a basic open, no closure cardigan. Probably will have to go with 3/4 sleeves because of the amount of yarn that I have. The other possibility is I have a kimono book of knitted kimono patterns, and that's another possibility. For this sweater spin. The Shave 'em to Save 'em yarns, I have not come up with any projects for any of them yet, because first of all, I'm getting through making them and submit and all that, and then after that, I think they're going to get combined into something, but I don't know that it's going to be, they need to be dyed, and I don't know that it's going to be wearable. I have been looking at a lot of knitted pillow tops lately that look pretty cool. The Rambouillet is a ram. It's pretty. It's soft. It's very soft. It has just a little bit of roughness to it. The knitted kimonos look really cool, but I think they take way more yarn than I'm making with this spinning. I know that I have the book. I haven't actually looked it up to see how much yardage I would need. But I think it would work up pretty good in that February late. It's very soft, and I really just want something to put on at the house. And the 3/4 length sleeves is kind of important. I hate rolling up my sleeves. When I'm cooking or doing dishes or whatever, they won't stay up. You know, you push them up and they won't stay up. So I want to be warm, but not have to roll the sleeves up. So I think that's essential as far as what I make. The first of these bats that I spun only had 0.9 fiber and 0.9 ounces on it. They look like what the white did, but the white there was a lot more fiber on those white bats than I could pack onto the carder. It's okay in the ultimate end, you know. I just am not. Maybe I should put two. I don't know. I had 15 bats of this CVM, and 15 does not divide evenly by 2, and I'm having. So I've spun 5 now, so I have 10 left. But I need. This bobbin would go with that. That would be 11, 12, 13. No, wait. Backwards. Subtract. So I have 10 left. This would be 9, 8, 7. I want 4 for another R bobbin. So that leaves 3. So I have to do like a bat on each bobbin and half a bat on a bobbin. It could hold more than a bat on a bobbin, but it can't hold it to ply. It can't ply that much. So, because that bobbin was almost full when I plied it. So I'm sticking to the one bat per bobbin. And yardage wise, I don't know because I spun the CVM, the light gray on the Ara, and that had close to 300 yards. Excuse me. I still think I'm going to have to put this with something else, but it's as close as I'm going to get to having the same fiber to have the two different fleeces. It's the closest I've ever had to get a whole sweater spin out of. And that the merino that I'm sorry, the Rambouillet that I just spun, I do have more. It's going in dye pots, so I have a lot more of that. It just, I thought I would spin what's left thicker. Tuna Basil says, yeah, after I finish my 1 year outfit project, yeah, I plan on starting the SE passport, but that probably won't be till around October. Cool, well, good for you. I have 5 done. I need to wash some skeins and skein them up nice again and take pictures, and then I will submit those 5s, and that will be 10. I don't know if I'll go on beyond that or not. The one thing I'm knitting, one of the SESEs, I'm knitting with the yarn instead of spinning. You don't have to spin. You just have to take it to the next level. So you can weave with it or felt with it, just as long as you take it to the next level. Well, I decided to knit with the Black Welsh Mountain, and I'm more than half done with it's a vest. I'm more than half done with that. In fact, I knit on that last night. The caracol that I did the tailspun with the locks is half done, and that would be another one in the next 5. I just don't know if I'm going to get 15. I know I'm going to get 10. I just don't know that I'm going to get 15. Tuna Basil says, I can't wait to see how that turns out. I'm looking forward to working with the Black Welsh Mountain. Yeah. It's rough. I mean, it's a vest that goes I have to wear a long sleeve turtleneck or something under it. Not necessarily turtleneck, but something under it. But that shows off the lace pattern well anyway, so. The thing I'm not looking forward to is blocking it, and I could be blocking the back because it's done, but not looking forward to that. All those pins. I have to wait until I'm not streaming so much because it's going to go on the bed back there when I block it. I have foam mats, and it goes on the foam mat on the bed. Tuna Basil says, I seem to have a growing collection of Shetland fleeces right now. Oh, I love Shetland. I have 3 fleeces to go through after True to Fleece. I've never worked with Shetland before. You're in for a treat. You really are. I like it combed better than carded, but That's entirely up to what kind of tools you have. And it dyes beautifully. I dyed Shetland, white Shetland, all sorts of pretty colors. That's great to hear. I was planning on combing it since two of the fleeces are modern vegetable matter. Yeah, yeah. Are they different colors too? Because I've worked with white and uh, what color did I have? It's kind of a brown gray, I think, where I didn't dye it. They're both a fawn color. Oh, and one is darker than the other. That's a gorgeous color. You got two of the fleeces for $5 each online from a farmer who was destashing. What a bargain! Especially if they're, I mean, reasonably nice. Gosh, I feel sorry for farmers. You know, it's so hard to get a return on farming. I didn't talk to the knitting group about this, but some of the thoughts I've had on my mind since the lady who set up the knitting group was the owner of the yarn store that didn't had to close pre-COVID, not because of COVID. It was for other financial reasons, and my whole thought is, why cannot this big city support a yarn store? And I know some of it is location, but even a yarn store in previous years that has been up in the quote unquote richer area, right? The area that has the higher income families, didn't make it either. So there is something about the fact that nobody wants to knit with higher end yarn, with, the commercial yarns, because it does cost. I know that. And I like thinking about the marketing part of stuff. I don't consider myself a marketing person. I just like to think about it, and I wonder what works and what doesn't work, and I look at a lot of businesses that make a go or don't with that frame of mind. I also look at my handspun with that frame of mind, and because it is very hard to price and sell hand spun yarn and get anything comparable to your time that you put into it. So I think a lot about it, but I haven't come up with any kind of good solutions, and I certainly don't know why the yarn stores can't make it. Um, I would love to hit on the Amazon idea of yarn shops, but brick and board. You know what I mean? Something that just, oh my gosh, it worked kind of thing. But I doubt that's in my life plan. What do we got here? Morning, Sock Wizard. Tuna Basil said, the last white Shetland is a lamb fleece. I intend to blend with some really soft llama. Yes, sounds lovely. And some of the dark neps you've been collecting. Yes, polka dots. That'll be pretty. That'll be wonderful. Yeah, it's so curious that the yarn stores don't really seem to work out. I have this one theory about them because it is my potential complaint about yarn stores. They want you to come in, and if you want yarn sufficient enough to make a sweater, they want you to order it. They don't want to put their money into it, and there is no immediate gratification when you have to go in and order it and get it later. Now, you also don't have the sales when you do it that way, right? Which is part of the fun of shopping, is finding something on sale. So I really think that part of the problem is you go into a yarn store and they have 4 skeins of, they have maybe 500 yards, and that's not going to make me a sweater of a dye lot of a type of yarn. And they have a lot of those different types. And, so what happens is you end up buying a ball of sock yarn. And I don't think any yarn store can make its living selling 6 balls of sock yarn a day, if you understand what I'm saying. So I think that's part of the problem. And it takes an attitude of knowing that the more you pay for yarn, usually the quality is better and worth the time and effort of what you're going to make with it, like a sweater, a blanket, afghan. Well, the people see how much or that it's not available when they go into the yarn store, and they're going to go to the box store because they have it in spades. Not high quality, but acceptable, right? So that's my theory, and I could only fix that, I think, by winning the lottery and having enough to stock a yarn stock that would compete with webs. Which is, there's my lottery dream. Oh. Tuna Basil says, that makes sense. Also making a community and knit-alongs and incentives for finishing projects. I believe that does happen in the yarn stores that have been open. I haven't been able to catch any because there's not been anything open since I retired. And I worked second shift, so I was never able to go to the evening get-togethers. So, that I think that was happening. For a fair number of the stores that were open but then went under. Sock Wizard said, yeah, I never buy sweater quantities, but more because it seems so expensive. So I have lots of small quantities of different beautiful yarns. And this is the same thing that happens to me with spinning. I never spin vast amounts of yarn. So when I want to make a bigger project, oh, I blinked. I better not go away again. When I want to make vast, big project, I have to pull from all different sorts of spins. Maybe they'll have the same gauge, wraps per inch or whatever, but it's exactly the same thing, because when I go to buy fiber, I don't want now, I don't want to go buy the 60-pound ball of fiber. I should. I mean, Snoring Cat's got it right. That's what I should do. But right now, I haven't been able to justify that because I have so much else. I have so much in already that I need to spend. I'm not to that point yet. Maybe I'll get to that point and can make specific large quantities for sweater or blankets of handspun yarn. Still be expensive though. Tuna Basil says your local yarn store does giveaways every week for everyone who finished projects. Oh, they finish a project that week and they enter the giveaway. What a cool idea. And they get easy social media posts from every finished project. Yeah, good advertising. Tuna Basil says, same sock wizard. It's why I got into hand spinning. I get to make large quantity of yarn for cheaper. It's still relative because, it takes so long to spin 1,500 yards of a 2-ply, as well as so much fiber. It's still very time consuming. Sakwa said, yeah, maybe for the next Tour de Fleece, I'll try the sweater challenge. This is the first time I've tried it. I still don't think the yarn the amount that they require for doing it is going to be enough to make me a sweater. I think that it's not. I'm hoping I spend more than the required amount because I think I'm going to need it. Tuna Basil says it's very, very time consuming, and before Tour de Fleece, my hand spun stash was very small. Oh, what happened? Your stash is probably very small, if you compare it to most of us. Trust me. Have you heard the SABLE acronym? Stash beyond my life expectancy? That's a new one for you? Yeah. Spell the word SABLE and it's stash acquisition beyond life expectancy. I've even seen it on t-shirts. I haven't worn my PhD t-shirt lately. I was wearing it a lot during the early streams when I was streaming. That one is Projects Half Done. That one's a good one for stash down. Tuna Basil says I've been collecting cool patterns that use multiple color yarns. That's a really good idea. I have two, but to be honest with you, it hasn't been for. It has not been for the handspun. It's been for commercial yarn because I have acquired so much odds and ends as well as other things over the years that is commercial yarn that I need to use. So, blanket squares and that kind of thing. Afghans, something that will eat up this multicolor, many color yarn. The stash dash is a abbreviated version of let's stash knit all year, really. Some groups did that on Ravelry. Oh dear, don't get desperate. Just get busy. Is it fiber or is it yarn? Sock Wizard. I need to start a Discord stash down thread. Maybe I already did. I can't remember. I know I posted my rug somewhere. That one was really good. Getting rid of some of that big chunky yarn. And I found another pattern. I have left over. It's hand spun. I have left over of the colors that were in the rug, as well as a lot of the black. The black is Black Welsh Mountain, by the way. Spun very bulky. And I found a pattern for a tote that I really like. So that's, and it's crocheted. So that's going to be the next thing I make. Use up everything. That way I can just put the colors in as stripes and go with, till they're gone. So, ooh, Sock Wizard, what you saying here? Oh, check out James Watts on Instagram, Sock Wizard. They have cool sort of patchwork, colorful clothing patterns. Oh, that sounds good. It's yarn. Okay. I bought 3 different skeins of a lovely hand-dyed cotton, intending to make 3 different summer shirts. But now I'm realizing one skein isn't going to be enough for a shirt. Oh, and the 3 colorways won't combine. So, if I want to use these skeins as intended, I will have to buy more cotton yarn that actually coordinates. Yeah. Yeah. Can you get like one color and use it with the 3 colors? A little bit with each color to make your... Would that work? Is that your plan? You probably already thought of that. That's... that was my solution for hand spinning sock yarn. Because out of 4 ounces, I cannot get the yardage I need, even 2-ply, right? And 8 ounces spun the same way is way too much. So I decided that what I need to do, and did, was I bought a pound of superwash merino, and I'm going to dye it a color, a basic color. Maybe a light tan, maybe a light green, some basic color. And I'm just going to make all my heels and toes out of that yarn. And that will stretch the hand spun yarn that I end up making for socks. Now, my commercial, I don't have any problem. A skein of yarn will make me a pair of socks. My feet aren't that big, but not hand spun, because the 4 ounces isn't enough. Really, you need 6 ounces if to spin. The one thing I do need to do to find out is if that spinning on the Nano instead of my other spinning wheels will fix that, because I was spinning on the Ara when I was testing that. So right now I have silk on there, but the next thing I'm going to spin is a superwash merino for sock yarn. See, I'm okay if I just get 2-ply. That doesn't bother me in my socks. I'm not hard on them, so I'm all right with that. Tuna Basil likes my idea. That's a great idea for socks. Yeah, it's mother of, the mother of necessity solution, because nobody packages fiber in 6 ounces unless you find somebody who is willing to sell by the ounce and you buy 6. And I guess there are vendors that'll do that. So I can go either very conservative, and I was going to say cautious, but very conservative, and make it tan or something like that. Or I can go very flagrant and they're all red. or deep blue. Blue's my favorite color. Blue and green's my favorite color. But I do like when I see socks with red toes and heels. I like that. Just wouldn't probably match very well with most of my socks. My sock yarn tends to be the blues and greens because that's what I like. Maybe I won't even dye it. I don't know. There's something about the idea of white toes and heels, though. Sounds like it. It might be all right. You obviously don't see them in the shoes unless you wear sandals. Too many decisions. I think this needs drafted more. It is fighting me. Okay, watch your ears. I'm going to the next song here. I'm not into hip hop this morning. So I got something else. Oh, goodness. It's not going to help me out, is it? All right. I'm gonna change it again. I'm on the general channel, not on a specific channel. All right. This should be a little more laid back, I think. I'm only going to get one bat spun today. Between all the happenings and everything, I'm only going to sit here through this one bat. I would imagine KB might be on by now. We can go raid her if she's on. Okay, Tuna Basil says, I am properly caffeinated and need to run some errands and stop at the bakery. Yum. Monkey bread, before they sell out. I love stopping in and having have a great rest of your day. Yarn Spinner and Sock Jams. Thank you for stopping by, Tuna Basil. Be safe. Happy erranding. Love your monkey bread. Enjoy. See you later. I'll be on tomorrow, but I'm thinking tomorrow doing a later night stream. Friday night get together. That's my plan for tomorrow night, I think. Catch a nap in the afternoon so I can not be so tired. This fiber is needing drafted more than it did when I was spinning on the Ara, because this electric is kind of grabby and faster and wants that fiber, and I'm having trouble keeping it even when it doesn't want to draft out. You're plying the Shetland. I think it's more yards than you realized. Yeah? Good. I like watching the tour. I know you and I have talked about that before, but I like watching the tour while I'm playing. It doesn't... when it gets exciting, it affects my actual spinning if I'm not careful. Let's see, I think I'm up to day... I'm watching it recorded. I think I'm up to day 8. I saw Cavendish win the stage. I forget which stage that was. I saw that. That was the last one I watched. Don't remember if that's 6 or 7. But anyway, I'm getting there. Exciting times. It has been. It's been quite a race. I loved it when they showed Cavendish's wife, her recording of when he won, with the little boy. I think a boy. Daddy won. Daddy won. That is what is intriguing to me as a non-bike rider, is all the human interest part of it. I went out yesterday to go to that knitting meetup, and there were 2 bicyclists on my road. We have some decent hills around here, and they often... Sometimes we get a bike group that go up and down the hills. Yeah, the tour has been very emotional this year. I've seen so many tears. Gosh, that... it's such an effort. I think, I don't know how, when you get that much adrenaline at the end, you cannot cry, because it just floods your body, right? All that adrenaline. No way it can. I suppose the veterans can, but that's part of it. They got quite a few. They got the veterans, but they got the younger ones too. So if I get this CVM all spun next week, I'm going to get my Ashford out and spend the rest of the tour spinning on that. See if I can get it working good again. It's still, it looks thinner to me, but it's still reading right around the same wraps per inch for the single. I left my door open today. I thought Newman would come by, but he must, I don't know where he is. He didn't come by today. Three more strips. Sock Wizard, have you been working on your music? I'm listening to that music. It's unusual. Like a sitar, I think, or something like that. I'm sure it's synthesized. Maybe not. Maybe not. Too much going on with the spinning, but I have computer work I need to do, and I haven't. Need to upload past episodes to YouTube so I don't lose them. Once they go away from Twitch, if I don't put them up on YouTube, they're gone. No music, only spinning. Yeah. That's like me. No other projects right now. I did give my house pretty good cleaning as much as I could do last Friday. I have some cooking I need to do. Uh, got from a neighbor, I got squash and, of course, zucchini. I got yellow squash and zucchini. I love to take the zucchini and mix it with tomatoes, garlic, put it with the pasta. It must be lunchtime. I'm talking about food. It must be lunchtime. Um, I gotta make that. I got the yellow squash I'll just cook and eat. We haven't we haven't made it to a farmer's market this year. Of course, I'm not gardening because of my knee, but that's all right. Every once in a while, I say it's good for the garden and the gardener to have a off year and not work in the garden. That's this year. Hi, morning veggie. How are you? How's your morning? I have 6 minutes left in my morning. But that's okay, because I have plenty of it. I got up at 5:30, so I've had plenty of the morning. Getting set up for more spinning. Yeah, that's good. I'm about done and about done streaming. I'm not sure how long I've been on because I got bumped. My internet went out earlier to in the stream. Had to start over. I think I'd been on about half an hour then. I don't really remember. Okay, this is it for this bat. I'm going to weigh it, write that down because this is what I'll post. Alright, let's see. Start and stop weight. .1. Huh, that's 1 ounce even. How about that? Started with 3.1. Ended with 4.1. 1 ounce. 1 ounce. Spun today. I know. Not much. So I have these two that I will apply tomorrow. One is from previous, and of course the one I just spun today. I'll do that. I'm going to stream tomorrow late in the evening, Eastern Standard Time. Don't know if probably around 7:30, something like that. Have an evening stream for Friday night. Might have a drink with it, some wine or something. We'll see. Here we go. Let's see who is streaming, and we'll raid. KB's not on. Calyx Creative's little thing says, tosses floss everywhere. Girl November is on. Who's down here that I haven't? Man and Iron Teeth. I don't know that one. A Knife Workshop, Games Done Quick, Granny Savage, Tarot, alright, Glass, okay, not much choice today. Hang on, I have to go through the ad here. See what Man and Iron Teeth is doing. Crocheting, Fiber Arts, English, and Creative. Oh, he's doing a rainbow blanket.
Absolutely stunning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Crocheting?
Couldn't tell in the picture.
Agubi, are you crocheting right now?
All right.
I have a feeling you're not.
We're gonna raid.
But no, balls. You should practice.
I muted her for a minute there. Anyway, thank you all for sticking around, coming back when I lost my internet, chatting, spending some time with me. I will be back tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful day, and good sleep later on. Until later, happy spinning. Now let's do this raid thing. Is it teeth or tooth? I lost it here. Teeth. It's an interesting name. No matches. Okay, I didn't spell it right. Let's fix that. There we go. We're on our way.
Organized my files since I
See ya.
a stuffed penis character. Oh my god, Lady Zio. There's one